There we go. You hear me? Sound on, sound on. You hear me? Is that better? Okay. All right. So 9:32. So I'm just gonna let you know I am not. I already passed my take profit trader account, so I'm not gonna touch that right now. So right now I'm doing my demo account. I'm already at 754 on this one. Um, so basically, I'm gonna give you a rundown of the strategy. Hold on, let me set this thing up. You seeing all that? Okay. All right. So the first thing we want to do, right, is figure out where is price going and where is it, what is it failing to do, okay? So right now, I don't know what, let me see if I get this off real quick. So I'm gonna show you two methods that I use to try to make some money. One is the fib. This one's like very simple, but you just got to be comfortable with your stop loss, right? Um, so basically, this method, and I didn't invent none of these methods, right? So don't I don't want to get no credit for that. But I've been trading for a number of years and trying to figure out what works, what is easiest for me, and how do I like limit my stop loss, right? So like I said, what is price failing to do, right? So if you look at this right now, let's go to the 15-minute real quick. Let's go to the 1 hour, see what price is doing. See the only, so I'm gonna give you a heads up. So like, there's two ways to trade, right? There's two ways. One, and if you have any questions, just type it in the chat. But there's two ways to trade. You're either gonna trade time or you're gonna trade price action, right? And if you do the orb, which is fine, a lot of people use that. But if you use an orb, you are limited to time, right? So for instance, your kind of entry is from 9:30 to 10 o'clock or whatever, or whenever it breaks out, right? And if you miss that setup, then it's over for you, right? You got to wait till tomorrow, or you got to wait for another, I don't know. But the way I trade is price action, right? And I try to look at to see what is price doing right now. Let me see what the heck is this doing up here. Hold on, right quick. Uh, chart. Uh, price levels. All right, that's the opening price. All right, so let me clean this up for you. So this is the 1 hour, right? So we see, so the method I use is 50% retracement, right? So usually price, as we see, price loves to retrace back to 50% of a zone, right? So if we look at the hourly, um, so this is, do you know about swing points, swing highs, and swing lows? Are you familiar with that? Okay, cool. So obviously this is the swing high. I'll make sure you can see it. And this would be considered the swing low. So what makes a swing high? Actually, what makes a high and what makes a low? So to me, what makes a high, what makes a low is if you see this blue candle, I really not care about the colors. I just care about what the highest wick is and where did it close, right? And if we see right here, when this price closed below this wick, that validates to me as a confirmed swing high. And when you see this, like the lowest point, when it closes above this, this is the last lowest candle. When price closes above this, that confirms to me that this is a swing low. That's a valid swing low for me. So what will happen is that after I get that, remember, this is the 1 hour. Price is fractal, right? So if you see it on the 1 hour, you can see it on the 5 minute, you can see it on the 50, whatever time frame you use, you're going to see it. So like I said, my main thing is 50% of the zone. So this is so once price breaks above this, right? This low, it breaks above this. This confirms the zone for me, right? This is the zone. Once it breaks above this swing, once it breaks above the swing high, this is my zone. Look at that, beautiful. So after we see that, remember this is the 1 hour. I'm gonna get this fib. Price loves to tap the 50% of the zone. Let me show you real quick. 50% of the zone, right? So once price taps 50% of the zone, and once you like get the hang of it and start kind of understanding how price moves, remember, we're not trading price, we're trading what price is doing, we're trading price action. Price usually likes to return back to 50% of the zone. Let me see this real quick. Let me bump this out so you don't get confused. If you have any questions, just type it in the chat. Bam. As you see, price taps it exactly 50% of the zone. And what does it do? Comes and gets the high, right? So when I see the 50% of the zone get tapped, I'm going to show you on the lower time frame also. But when price taps 50% of the zone, my expectation is it's going to come back and attack this high that was responsible for hitting the zone, right? And each high has a purpose, right? Each price movement has a purpose. So once this confirms that and it shoots up, the job of this high right here, this is the highest point. The job of this high is to break this low, right? Everybody has a function, right? Price has a function. So the job of this high is to break this low. As you can see, it failed to break the low, right? Once I see, I'll show you on a lower time frame. But once I see it right here, tap to 50, you see that little swing point, bam. And this is how, and once you get the hang of it, you'll start noticing stuff, right? So you see this. This is another zone. It's on a smaller time frame. And as you see, it lines up perfect with the bigger zone. So you can essentially limit your stop loss. Let me see right quick. You can limit your stop loss to right here. So you can risk, instead of risking, because if you just want to do this whole zone, you could do it, but look how much your stop loss would be. Let me see. 500. I'm just going to guess. It's probably going to be about $200. So if you do the zone right here, you'll have, well, just right there is $200, right? But if you can minimize it to this stop loss, you're only risking half of what you're doing. So like to make, remember this is the hourly. So to make 500, just say you want to make $500 a day or whatever, right? And if you use this stop loss because of this zone, you're risking, well, maybe 25. Well, we'll just say $50. You're risking $50 to make 500. But you know that price is going to get here. Why? Because this high failed to take out this low, right? It failed to take this low out. So I know because it failed to take this low, he's in trouble. He's definitely in trouble. We're like, dang, Dax, I wasn't able to catch this move at the 50. Well, that's fine. You know what? That's fine. because you know price is going to price is going up here. Why? Because it failed to take this low. So you know what? Here go another zone. Look at that. It, look at that. Shot up, high, low. This low created this high, right? If it drops below this, this invalidates the move. Your plan failed, right? And that's okay. But you know this is your protection right here. All right, so that's 50. Bam. Let me see if I see another one. All right, so let's go on a lower time frame because I don't trade on the hourly. I just want to show you like price is fractal. If you see it on the 1 hour, it's gonna happen. But let me show you something else right quick. Remember, what is price failing to do? So if we go on a lower time frame, I want you to see what this looks like on a lower time frame. I just want to mark it off real quick. I should check the date. Ooh, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Let's do the 1 minute. It's taking too long. Uh-huh. All right, we're getting close. Here we go. Here we go. We got action. We got action. All right. So remember, I told you price is fractal, right? Man, I wish I could go to 5 second right here. By the way, all right. So this is the 1 minute. Remember the same thing. What is price failing to do? Let me know if you got any questions. What is price failing to do? So right here, let me delete this box. I just wanted to show you so you always wait till it hits the 50%. Yes, I always wait till it hits the 50% because price always has to rebalance itself. It always has to, right? Like you'll see, like I'm pretty sure you heard of imbalances and stuff like that. But there's orders that are left there that the big players, the big movers, want to go back and get. And the 50%, sometimes it might go to the 70, to the 30, which is up here. 70 is kind of like a deep retracement, but like 50% is the perfect balance, right? It just works. I'm gonna show you, right? But you also have to understand this is a lot, so you're not gonna learn all this today. I'm just kind of giving you the basics of it. Um, Let me see if I can show you right here, right quick. All right, so I'm gonna show you. This is how price typically moves, right? We got a low, we got a high, we got a low, we got a high, we got a low. Sometimes it go all the way down there, right? Low, high, low, high, and then when price breaks about, bam, right? Order flow changed. There's no longer. It starts making lower highs, bam. And that's how price typically moves, right? Until something gets violated, a high or low gets violated, right? So I would, and I'm gonna show you on the candlesticks, 50. Oh, it's gone too long. 50. It looks ugly with all these other ones. Let me get rid of this crap. Let me set this on default actually. Always touches the 50, right? And you could use this all the time until the low, which is this low, right? gets violated, right? Once it gets violated, you know that order flow changed. Price is no longer going up. It's going back down. So what do you do now? Well, you can follow the trend. The trend is your friend, right? The trend is your friend. So we're going to do this. Bam. And I'm going to show you on the candlestick, just in case you think I'm lying. 50, 50, 50. And that's as simple as it gets, girl. I mean, but you just got to understand what is price doing and what is price failing to do, right? Since we know that price, on the higher time frame, we know that price is going to go up because we know that this high failed to take out this low. So we know that price is going to come touch this, right? So you just got to figure out, how am I going to get in this action, right? So let's look at it right here. What is price failing to do? What is price failing to do? What is price failing to do? All right, now check this out. All right, this is beautiful. Check this out. We got a So we already know price is coming down. Price is coming down. We got a low. Remember, lows are validated. 1-1. It goes back up with the candlestick, and then the high is validated when it closes below. So we got a low. We got a high. Uh-oh. We got to break its structure, right? Because it broke the structure, this low right here, this high is validated. Why? Because this high broke this low. So what are we going to do now? We are going to wait for price to retrace back up in this area, right? We're not getting down here. We're not going to start shorting, even though we know it's down here. We got to be patient and for it to come in our area, right? Does it always retrace back to the 50? No. Why? Because on the lower time frame, which I was the 5 second, which I can show you the 5 second, but on lower time frame, you will see another fractal. We got a low, we got a high, right? Bam, 50%. And this is like kind of more advanced, right? But on the 5 second, that's why I told you I trade on the 1 minute and the 5 second. We got a low, we got a high. It breaks it, it comes back, retests it, and what does it do? It goes straight down. But that's on the lower time frame. I want you to stick on the 1 minute. Okay? Look at this. We got a low. Price comes down here. If you just want to follow structure, let's do it. Let's follow it together. Come on. Why is this low violated? Oh, you see that low? That's the lowest point. It closed above. There go the high. Does price return back to the zone right here? No. Okay, well, let's keep following it. It keeps going. This is not a lower high. This is on the lower time frame it is, but I would not focus on this type of price action right here. This consolidation is harder to trade. One, because it's just harder to trade. But if you go on the 5 second, you're able to catch this move. But let's continue. We got a low. We got a low. We got a high. Why is this confirmed? Because this high broke structure on this low. And what I mean by break of structure, I ain't talking about a wick, right? I want a full body close. A full body close. A full body close below this low. All right, so we got one. We got action. So now what are we gonna do? We're gonna get our little Fibonacci tizzle, right? We're gonna create our zone, and look at that. Look at that. 50, 50, 50. And once you start getting like used to it, you'll start to notice patterns, right? On candlestick structure. Bam. Comes back to the 50. You see this right here? This is like this three candle, uh, this kind of like three candle, I don't know what to call it, but I like candles like this because you see this, there's like a wick. Let me see if I can make sure. Okay, that's better. So you see this, it pulls back to the 50. I don't want no trade below this 50, right? If it's below this 50, it's not worth it's not worth my time. Why? Because you have higher probability, or you make more money. One, if it hits this 50. But if you look at this candle, right? You have this wick, right? And then price goes down. And then it wicks this up. And then it closes below this candle, right? It closes below this candle. It tries again. It fails. That's my favorite. That is my favorite. That's how I know price is about to go down. Where's it going to? My target is still this 50 because on the higher time frame, this 50 has not been hit. So you could essentially uh, take this 50, right? You could risk. Let's just say we want to risk. I don't know what but let's say you want to risk $75, right? Okay, I'm just gonna. Well, it's not gonna hit that 50. It's not gonna hit that 500. But just say, right? Bam, you're risking $75 to make. I don't know how much this is. Right? Let me see. The 50. Remember the 50. Uh, well, we're risking $75 to make 300. In how many minutes? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. So from 12:14 to 12:53, you're making $300. Who in their right mind gets paid $300 in 15 minutes? Right? Oh, but I'm greedy. I get it. Greedy will always get you, man. Greedy will always get you. But let's continue right quick. Hold on. I want to show you what price is failing to do. Right? So I'm gonna delete all this crap. Oh shoot. All right. So we got a high. Remember, we're just gonna follow structure. We got a low. Comes back, taps our 50. So this created that high. Why is this high validated? Because this high broke this low. We got a full body closure. First it didn't. You see this wick? If it just wicked up and just continued up, this is not my trade. Why? Because it failed to break this low. Everything has a function. Everything has a function. Okay, so let's continue. All right, we got to break a structure. Bam. I wouldn't have took this trade, even though it pulled into my zone. And if you go to like I told you on the 5 second, you'll see it tap this 50 on the 5, right? And you could get on, but that's a different story. So you got a high, you got a low, you got a high, right? We don't just act like we don't see none of this yet, right? Remember, price, we don't see none of this yet. We're still working with what we got. All right, high, low. Okay, let's keep going. We got a low. Why? Because it validated right here, and we got a high. It's coming towards our 50, right? And then what starts to happen? It starts to consolidate on this area right here. Why? Because it's the 1 hour. Price is drawing to the 1 hour, right? And then what happens? As soon as we get to this, you don't see you see high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. You see it starts consolidating right here because buyers are stepping in. You see all these wicks? Bam, 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 bam. That tells you prices, buyers are stepping in. And then what do we get? We get this massive imbalance. And what does it do? We finally got a break. Something changed. What changed? A high finally got broken. None of these highs got broken. No break, no break, no break, and then finally we got a break. So in your head, you should be like, okay, order flow changed. All right. Just to say you were scared to take this 50. Man, I wish I could show you 5 second, but it'll take too long. So price order flow changed, right? And since order flow changed, you understand that we're ready to rock. So let's just say you missed this 50 move right here, right? What's next? Okay, well, let's just follow the same. I'm going to delete all this stuff. Let's follow the same thing, right? High, low, and wait for the retracement. And if it doesn't retrace back to your area, that's okay. Let it go. Let it go. All right, so bam. High, low. The price return all the way back to the 50? No. But on the 5 second it did. It returned back to the 50 at the 5 second. But let's just keep following. All right. It's so simple, but it's hard, right? The hard part is your psychology. We got a high. That's a high. I bet 5 seconds is tough. You need to just master the 1 minute. You can make money on 1 minute, right? 1 minute is the same thing. We got a high. We got a low. Why is this low validated? Because this low right here broke this high. Okay. This low is validated because this is the last low, the lowest point before price broke. The last low before price broke. So now that this low broke this high, what are we waiting on? We're going to wait for this retracement. We're going to wait for this retracement. Oh, I didn't touch it. Daggone it. That's fine. We carry on. That wasn't our move. We carry on. Let's carry on. We got a high. Why is this high? Why is this a high? Because this is the last swing before price took off. We got a low. Why is this a low? Tell me why this is a low. Tell me why you think this is a low right here. Why is this low validated right here? Tell me why this is a valid low. Price doesn't go below it. Yes, to a point. But to our talk, it's a valid low because this is the lowest point, right? Before this high gets broke, right? So let me show you right here. We got a high right here. It comes down here, forms this low, price stalls out, and this is the lowest point before it breaks this high, right? So this is what validates the low. Because why? It broke this high. This low is so strong, right? You got to understand. It takes a lot of money to break a high. So this low is so strong that it broke this high. Look how much it broke it. It wasn't a, it's just bam. You get what I'm saying? Boom. So we know this is a valid low. So what are we waiting for? You remember our move. Remember. Where's it at? Remember the what I showed you earlier. Price moves like this. High, breaks, breaks, breaks. That's how price moves. And you see it here, right? Comes in, breaks. What are we waiting for? To come back in, right? Boom. Let me show you real quick. Ooh, look at that. Yikes. Perfect. You see that? And what are we gonna do? If this is my move, where's $15? I would just set a limit order right there. Bam. Bam. Right? Bam. You're risking, let's just say $15, right? Well, let's just say, just to keep it honest, let's do 25. So you're risking $25 to make 150 bucks. You're risking $25 to make 150 bucks. All right, same thing, man. Let's do some live. I'm gonna trade live real quick. All right, what is price doing? Okay, so let's look. Look at that. We could just follow structure. Look at that. This is the lowest point. This is the highest point. What happened? What happened? What happened here? Bam. We got a low. We got a high. This low gets violated. So what are we waiting for? Price to return. And then what? Violate. We want it to go like that. All right, look at that. Same setup. Same setup. So you would get your fib. Look at that. 50%. Price reacts around the 50%. And what's your target? Well, it was here, right? It came, violated, right? Consolidated for a minute, shot back up to the 50, came back down. Came back down, right? And you can just see price, it just does it all the time. So like this is why I use the 5 second. So like this is the 1 minute. And look right here. Look right here. Well, I was scared to tap in right here because price just moves so fast. Okay. Okay. Well, let's do this. Same stuff, different day. Look at that. Low. High. Or it's 2 frame. We got this 50%, right? If you didn't like this because price shot way up there, just wait. Wait for price to break again. Right? Look at that. Bam. It broke right here. What are you gonna do? You're gonna wait for it to pull back to the zone. And then what are you gonna do? You could target this high, this low, because this is the low that brought it, right? All right, let me show you. Low, high, low. What does it do? Remember, pulls right back to the 50. Remember I told you the setup? The same setup. You just gotta, you see this? This is the moneymaker. You just look for that setup. It's simple as that. And look, you don't have to like, you don't have to, because it could be scary because sometimes I trade real funds, right? You could just do the 1-to-1. Like what I mean by 1-to-1 is this: you could just long it, your stop loss right here, and you could just take profit right here. You see the zone, this zone right here? You could just do that. What is that? $50, 70? What is this? You could just do that. You can risk 50 to make 50, and you will win 75. Or let's just say you will win 60 to 75% of the trades. All right, let's do this. Take profit, stop loss. Oh shoot, 50. So if you just want to like, oh, that's more than 50. That's 100. Oh, sorry. You know what I mean? So you could just let me just put it there. You could just do that. If you're scared of like it might come back and get you, that's fine. Just do that. Bam, 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 bam. You in and out. In and out. All right. You don't believe me? Watch this. Let's see if this is gonna work. Let's clear this up. So let's just say I'm coming to the charts right now. Okay. Okay. We got a breaker structure right here. Okay. I'm just gonna play. I'm not gonna look to the left. I'm just gonna trade right here. How about that? How about that? Let's just trade right here. Boom. Broken structure. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Maybe. Maybe. 80% chance. Let's just see. This is the zone. And I would even do this because I like this right here. Hold on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Where is it at? Man, this thing is not working. Why is that not working? I'm trying to. Oh, there it is. Okay. I like this right here. I like this. So I would actually have two orders. I would have one right here. Same stop loss. I don't think it'll go past here, but I'll keep right here just to be safe. And I will put one right here. All right. Maybe. Let's see if it works. Maybe. I'm not even gonna look to the left. Let's just keep it right here. Let's see if this works. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. Price could. Bam. Bam. Oh, we got to break it. It looked like it could go low. It's not gonna. She's in danger. She's in danger right here. She's in danger. Let's see. Oh no, it's not. It swept this. You see this? Look at that. It didn't even close below it. Move this over so you can see. It didn't even close below it. So he's in danger. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna show you real quick. See if this works. Let's see if this works. Yeah. I'm gonna do a quick scalp to here. Quick scalp. Come on. Come on. Come on. See if it's gonna work. Maybe. Maybe not. Let's see. It's failing. That's fine. I'll take that L. I'll take that L. Yeah, I'm gonna take that L. Alright. I got cocky. It happens. Oh, look at that. I should have had it right there. Look at that. Look at that. Now she wanted look. I should have my stop loss right here. But let's wait to see this move right here. I like this move. This is the 5 second. Oh, oh, oh. What we got? Price fractal or no? Watch this. Let's see if this works. Maybe. Maybe. Let's try the 1-to-1. If it gets back up here. Let's try. Let's see. That thing's just falling, huh? Look at the 5 second though. You see how it just keeps going lower and lower? You can follow this. On the 5 second, you gotta be more careful. Let me cancel this. Let's see if the 1-to-1 works on the 5 second. Let's see. See if it works on the 5 second. Quick tap in, quick tap out. Let's see. Maybe. Oh, there go that imbalance. It's probably gonna go past this. That imbalance shows that there's buying pressure. You see that? Oh, come on up. She's just following. Look at that. Yeah, she following. Yeah, she following. Look at that. Oh, here comes this consolidation. What happens in this consolidation? You can put it behind the order block. You can put it behind this low. Oh, wow. Look at that. Holy cow. That's the target. 50 is the target. That's the target. Excuse me. That's the target right here. Look at this. This is the low from a higher time frame. What the heck is that? So now I'll just wait for this to hit and see what happens. Oh, yeah, I would just wait for a price to hit right here. But here's a good move right here though. If he's on a lower time frame, this is a pullback to the 50. All right, on a lower time frame. Let's see. I'll show you on the 5 second. Look at that up here. So this is a pullback to this 50 right here. Bam. Oh, we got action. Look, what is price failing to do? It could react right here though. Shoot. The order flow didn't change, I think. You see that? Something booming. Let's check the 1 minute. Look at that. Hold on. Hold on. Can we get in? Look at that. 50. Boom. You could have just took that 1-to-1 right there. Look at that. It couldn't get above this. This is the zone. Came back to the 50. Bam. It couldn't get. So who's in trouble? Who's in trouble right now? That high brought that low. Oh. Let's see if this works. Where is the? Oh, here it is. She want that 50 bad. She gonna get that 50. Yeah. Told you she want that 50. Come and get it. Come and get it. Let's see if this will work. Get that 1-to-1. Come on down. By the way, the 50 is where it's at. I would just stick with the 1 minute. Oh, look at that. Oh man, I deleted the 50. This is kind of tricky because even though it broke structure, see, it's gonna go straight to that 50. Shouldn't deleted it. Look at that. Look at this. This is on the 5 minute. Low, high, to the 50. Once lower. Let me see what this daggone thing is. Look at that. Well, you see these lows right here? Them lows gonna get taken. That's a high probability. Look at that. Oh, shoot. All right. We're just gonna wait and see what happens. Double top, run the highs. If it breaks this, then we're going up. We're going back up. But you see this? Low, high. It failed to break this low, so she's in danger. Tapped it right there. You see that? Damn. If it breaks this high, if it's not going lower no more, at least for now. Dang it. I messed that up. If If it breaks this high right here, look at that. Is it gonna give us the 1-to-1? It's gonna give us the 1-to-1, or is it one higher? That imbalance. Ooh. First imbalance usually makes a new high. First imbalance makes a new high. It's holding. It's holding. It's holding. First imbalance brings a new high. Is it gonna break this? Or is that 50 gonna hold? That 50 is gonna. Oh, let's see what's happening on the 5-second. Look at that. Ooh. What's it gonna do? One to one. 1-to-1. There it is. 1-to-1. Bam, bam. She's holding. She's holding. She's holding. That could have been a quick little, what was that, 50? Yeah, a quick little $50 you could have made. She's in danger right here. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but she's in danger. Let me get this out of the way. Remember the 50? You could have took this. This is why 5 seconds. This is why I like the 5-second. 5-second, you would have got paid again. Breaking structure, closed below the low, came back, tapped, bam. 50. And that's what I mean. The main thing is you got to do, like, figure out what type of trader are you. Are you a scalper? Are you a? She's gonna go up. Are you a long time bag holder? If you're a scalper, then you're just gonna take these little moves and get little 50, 75, $100 moves. Right? She going up. It could be a double top though. Bam, bam, bam. Could be double top and come back and clean us out. We'll see. We'll see. Could be a double top. Bam, bam, bam. Fails. Come back and get this. Could. Could. This is zone right here that's responsible for breaking this. She's the one that's holding this price down, right? If it could break this zone, responsible for breaking this, then it could go up, right? It could go something like this, right? Break above here, break above, come back in, and then come retest something up here. Probably this zone right here to the left. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let me get that out the way. Oh, you see how it's above this 200? If it breaks below it, if it breaks this, boom, broke. Order flow change. It's reaching for something up here. Probably this zone right here. But what we want to do is see it come back right here. Look. Polygon right here. Bam. Come back here. Probably test this zone or test this one. Shoot up and test this. Price is bullish now. Wait for the pullback. Right here. This is. Bam, bam, bam. Probably this zone right here. Touch and go, and go see something else. Maybe that's a possibility. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. Might even come sweep this. It might come sweep this and then shoot up. But we'll just keep it right there. This is the low. This is ultimately the strong low that broke this high. So if he's gonna take this trade, actually this is the low. So this is actually strong low. So if it breaks this low, then it's going down further. We're gonna see what's gonna happen though. You see how it's kind of like slowing up right here, kind of consolidating. But we're gonna see what's gonna happen. If this imbalance holds right here, then it's gonna go higher. Because this imbalance ain't holding no more. You see it? Bam, 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 bam. Another thing, like after you get used to stuff, you'll understand like imbalances, right? Oh shoot. Imbalances are a powerful tool, but it's usually the first imbalance. If price wanted to go higher, we'll see if this low holds right here. But if price wanted to go higher off of this imbalance, it would have went like this. Bam. Remember I told you this is a strong low. And I told you it might come sweep this. But if this imbalance is gonna hold, it would have went like this. Bam. Bam. And it's all jacked up. Bam. Bam. And then shoot up here, right? This imbalance is no longer holding. Remember I told you price might come sweep this and then come tag somewhere up here. Right? I don't care about time. I just want to know what price is doing right now. Let's see. Let's see if this imbalance is going to hold. Is it going to hold? It holds 50% of the imbalance. Remember I told you. 50% of the imbalance is going to create a new high. Where's it going? Somewhere up here. You might get some price action right here. You see this? Maybe. I like this move right here though. But order flow change. You see that? Bam. Bam. Broke the high. Broke the high. Where's it going? Probably somewhere up here. This is the last area of where price is fighting. Where's it going? Delete this crap. There's too much stuff going on. But look. Bam. Bam. Broke the high. 50%. Went right back to the high. Went right back to the high that brought it there. These lows right here in danger. Anytime you see like double lows right there, those are in danger, especially when price is coming back down. Bam. What'd I tell you? They're in danger. It closed below. Remember, these lows broke this high. So price could possibly come down here and tap this. Possibly. Or I could come down here and tap this 50. I like this right here though. See if that works. I'll risk a little bit to make a lot. I'll put my stop loss right there if it comes back and taps me. But my bias is still come and get this. That's my bias. I got a feeling it's gonna come back and get some of this, but we'll see. On a lower time frame, this is a zone, and this is the zone that's responsible for breaking this. We'll see. Oh, let's see. Tap me in. I'm in. I'm out. Yeah, it's not holding. Let's see if it's gonna break this. Oh, what was it? Oh, that was the 50. But once you get used to stuff, you see this, bam, breaking structure, came back. Let me get rid of this. That's the 50. That's the 50. Bam, 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 bam. Came back to retested that 50 again. But you see how price is right here? Look at this. High, low, high, broke it, came back and tested it. Bam, came back. Let's see if this 50 is going to hold. Let me get rid of some of this crap. Let me trade NQ. This is a practice account, you know. Let's do some trading on NQ. Look at this. You see this? Remember I told you they want something up here? Let's see if it reaches. Oh, we got to break. Yep. We got double tops right here. We got some highs right here that price might want to try to get. We'll see. But that could have been a quick window one right here. Look. Because you got this breaker structure right here. Right here. Came back to the 50 and then shot back up. Who's the one that brought it here? These highs right here. Them highs. Oh, look. We got another fractal. Look at this. Got another one right here. Let's see if this works. Remember, look. I told you them highs in danger, right? Look at that. Told you they in danger. Ultimately, this is in danger. It's gonna be a little bit of fighting right here. Maybe a little bit of fighting. Ultimately, it's probably gonna come up to here. It could come up to here, I should say. But it's gonna get past these double tops right here. We're gonna go to lower time frame and see what's really going on. Oh yeah, look at that. You see this? 200 EMA. Look, this would be my either that or this would be my take profit right here. That would probably be my take profit. If I longed it from here to this 50, this would have been my take profit. But look, you see it? Look, on the 5 second, price is fractal. Let me delete all this stuff. We got a high, we got a low. It returns, taps a 50, goes lower than the 50, comes back up, bam. That could have been your TP. I mean, that could have been an entry right here, right when it comes back to the 50. Because you know it's coming back to get this. Bam. Oh, we got a break of structure. Look at that. Another one. Look at that. 50 again. Oh, that's probably too much money. I think I might have done a G. I don't know. You could have made a G on that. NQ gives me a heart attack though. Look at that. You see that? It just keeps. And you can just follow this all the way up. Oh. Look at that. I told you I would have had to take profit right here. Let's see if this works. Does this work? Let me see. Okay. I'd probably do that. Here it comes. I went right to this one right here. Let's see. This zone, I only took this because of this zone right here. I told you about the 50%. This might be a quick scout, but look at this. You see that? This is 50% of this zone. This might, oh, tag me and look. Come on down, baby. Actually, it's probably going to go down to here. Yeah, it went down to here. You see 50% of this zone? Look at this. I should have got out right here. You see that? Came back. But let's see. Yeah, I should have got out right here. Bam, bam, bam. Came back in. That was a test. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. We're gonna be patient. See what's gonna happen. You're gonna tap me in or tap me out. Come on, come on, come on. See that? She's playing. Look at that. Come on, come on. Usually, like some people, trailer stop loss, but we're just gonna play it out. We're gonna play it out because patience is the main thing in trading, right? It's the main thing. Bam. So that's a quick little look at that. Look at that. She held. This thing right here, it held. So all those losses I took earlier, look at that. Made it all back. I don't know if you can see it. You know, I lost $20, $15, but look at it. Made it all back. This zone is a zone that caught all this mess. It caught all this. This zone right here, the high, low, whatever you want to call it. She's the one responsible. Look at that. It tapped perfectly. You see that? Hold on. I don't think you can see that. Look at this. High. I mean low, high. Look at that. You see that? Perfect. Perfect. Where's it going? Down to here. Possibly it could come down all the way back down here. It could, right? It could. Matter of fact, let's find out. Let me see where I could get in at. Bam. It could. I missed that. Bam, bam, bam. I missed that play. But it looked like she's still holding. Let's see. It could come all the way back down here. My reasoning is because this low failed to take this high. It failed. But that's a high probability, right? But let's just see if it's going to come back and get this right here. Let's see. Maybe. Maybe. But I just, past experiences show me that if a low fails to take a high, then she's in trouble. But it's got to get through all these roadblocks right here. I know this is in trouble right here. I don't know how much you know about double bottoms. She's in trouble. But let's just see if this guy is gonna get tapped in. I mean, look, just with this move right here, just with that move, that's $1,000, girl. Who the heck can make that much money in 10, 50, or whatever seconds that was? Let's see if these are in danger. Maybe. But I would have been out already anyway. That would have been plenty of money for me. But let's just see if she's gonna get tapped. Because you see this right here? She came, it reacted from this 50, shot back up. It's losing power. But let's see. Let's see if she's in danger. Stranger danger. Oh, look, she tapped it. Dang, look at that. Oh, we got the 50. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. That's a target one. If you want to say TP1, TP2, whatever. But let's see if it's gonna come back and get this. I like this. Oh Lord, is it gonna come back and get this? It could. Remember, nothing's guaranteed, but usually, if the low fails to take a high, then that low's in danger. But like I said, I would have been out the trade already. Let's see. Like, if you know all this information, right? If you know that if a low fails to take a high, usually, then why would you long, right? Why would anybody long right here? This is why I said time, forget time, right? It's just price. What is price showing you? What do you know from past experiences? Look at this. If she break this, it could be she could go up a little bit higher. Let's see. Let's see if it breaks this high. looks like it will though. Bam. But ultimately, this would be my. Let's see if it touches this down here. Let me check the 1 minute. Oh, okay. So we got something going on here. You see this? Let's see if this holds. That's the 50 of this zone. Low, high. Where's that? Right. Ooh, but look at this. Ooh. So look what we got going on. We have this zone. Came back. The job of this zone is to break this high. Let's see if this works. Maybe. Maybe. Remember I told you about the 3 candles? Look at this. One, came back and swept this. This is the third candle. Oh yeah, I want to show you this one too. Well, yeah, let me show you this one. So like if price action is like kind of confusing or kind of hard, I mean, you're not gonna learn this like one, you're gonna get frustrated because not all your plays are gonna work. Um, and two, you gotta like really pay attention to detail and kind of understand. So like here's another method that I use. Bam, bam. And this is kind of like more simpler, but you just have to have a bigger stop loss, right? And really, essentially, you just wait for price. I'm pretty sure you heard about this one. You wait for price to come and tag. And usually, yep, you wait for price to come and tag either 618. Your stop loss would be right at the beginning, and you would take profit at the 23.6, or you could take profit to there. But it just depends on your style. But remember, the ultimate target is this right here, right? Remember I told you earlier these lows. This would be my ultimate target right here. But let's see if this is gonna give us some action. Let's see. Mm. Like if I'm trading M and Q, I would have had. I usually enter twice, right? So I have an entry right there at the 50, and I have an entry at the 6.8. Only on M and Q though. No, no, no. MQ, that's too much money. Let me see what happens though. Let's see. But either way, so the Fibonacci, and the way this works, if something breaks, bam, tagged in. So if something breaks, right? Like if this high is responsible for breaking this, look, it's at the 50. That man, come on, I'm tagged in. So let's just see if this works. This is like a 618, and I was shorted to here. Maybe stop loss behind here. Whatever your risk is, just make sure you accept your risk. But I like this move because of this. Let me see. You see what happened here though? Look at this. High, low. I mean, high, low, broke it, tested it again, broke it, tested it again, and then now it's launching. So I probably got that one wrong, but we'll find out. We'll find out soon. We'll find out. Oh, if this imbalance holds, then yeah, we finna get tapped out. You could have got out. You could have got out. You see that? You could have got out already. If you don't feel confident about the move, get out. But you just gotta see if it. You got a 50% chance. The only thing I don't like about this is that this daggone this zone caused all this, and it came back, retested the zone. But you see this? You see this imbalance? Look at that. That imbalance is holding price up. This imbalance is holding price up. You could have got out right again. But we're just gonna hold and see what happens. We shall see what happens. Yeah, you got to get used to it. But I like how these wicks. I like how these wicks are looking right now. Well, let's see. But this is the 618. But you know what? Look at this. If you look at it, look. Came up to the 50. This 50, this right here, broke this structure. It's not guaranteed, but it's a high probability that it could come back and test something right here. This imbalance is what's going to tell it all, though. This imbalance. It's staying above the imbalance. And plus, look at this. I'm going to show you what a mess up was. You see this low? Up, tapped out. But you see this low right here? Remember I told you about failures? The job of this high, right, was to break this low. He did his job by reacting right here, right? The job of this high right here is to break this low. It failed. Matter of fact, look at this. I didn't see this. There's a sweep. Not only did it fail to take this low, but price came, swept this low, and came back up. Look at the lower time frame. This is the low on the higher time. I mean, on the 1 minute. This is the sweeping candle right here. So we got a high. I mean, we got a low, high. That's why I said you got to pay attention to detail on this. On the 5 second, 1 minute. Bam. What do we got? A break of structure. A break of structure. Who's responsible for breaking the structure? This zone right here. You see all that consolidation? Came back, tested it. Uh-oh, look at that. Came through, swept that. What's our expectation? Uh-oh, look at her. She holding. First imbalance creates a new high if it wants to. The job of this imbalance is to break this one. That's his job. The job of this imbalance is to break this high. But ultimately, it's this zone that's in trouble. Price reacted from the zone, came through. It failed to break this. And since it failed to break this, bam. Look at this. Break a structure right there. So price could possibly come back and touch this. Break this. But we just gotta be patient and see what happens. But you see this? This low, it did its job. It broke structure. But now we're gonna see if it's gonna break this. We shall see. This low broke this high. This high's job was to break this low. It failed. So he was in trouble. Bam. Zone. In trouble. Oh. It's having trouble breaking that zone. It's gonna go, oh, imbalance. Look at that. I like this right here though. Let's see if this is gonna get a good reaction. Yep. That was a good reaction. Double bottoms. Come back and get this. Unless there's some bounce holds. But double bottom, bam, 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 bam. Oh yeah, she gone. Look at that. Double bottoms. Double bottoms run the high. Shoot. Double bottoms run the high. It's failing. But the job of this is to run this high right here. See if it does it. If it fails, then she's in danger. Bam. Bam. Ran the highs. Double bottoms. Run the high. Ran the high. Let's see what's going to happen when it's up here. If it goes below this, I'll be interested in a short. Let me see. If it goes below this. If it goes below this, comes back up, I'm interested in a short. To about here. Only if it breaks this low right here. But this fulfilled its function. Ran the highs. Price is consolidating right now. See who's gonna win the fight. Oops. Oh, see that? Came back, snatched all them orders right there. Look at these orders. Snatched all of them. I'll be interested if it. I'll be interested if it breaks this. Bam, bam. I'll be interested in a short if it breaks this low. And I would target this right here. Look like it's already breaking down though. You see that kind of broke that. We'll see though. Bam, 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 bam. Come back, test this, and then I'm in. For some people, put like a sell order right there, right? There it is. Only if we need a full body closure, then I'll be interested in a short. This is in danger. These are in danger. Yep. Came through, swept those. Let's see what's going to happen. Is this thing going to hold? Nope. Oh, look at that. What the hell? We got an imbalance. The job of this imbalance is create a new high. Let's see what's going to happen. Is it going to fail? It's failing. Look at that. Bam, 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 bam. This is risky right here, though. I would not take this on my funded, but I would do this. Matter of fact, I would do this. Oh yeah, this is the look at that. Tap at 50. Look at that. She's gone. Where do you think she's gonna end? Ooh, it could be right here. Look at this. Let's see if this will work. No, I probably won't. Look at the 1 minute. Oh yeah. Let's see if we get a reaction right here because of all these orders right here. Stop loss back there. Shoot, how do I get rid of it? There we go. But you see this? It's swept here. Hold on, you can't see it. Remove all drawings. You see this? It swept that. So what does that mean? This probably ain't gonna hold. So the better move would be this. And I would slow it down to here. I would try this. Win or lose. All right. Let me see. Bam. Okay. I would try this right here. But because this got swept, I know this is in danger. All right. I know she's in danger. But we could get a nice reaction right here, though. Could get a nice reaction at this 50. Oh, there goes those 3 candles I was telling you about. Look at that. So it could possibly go up to here, reject, and come back down and test this right here. Let's see. Let's see. But this is why that 618 is so powerful. It lines up perfectly with 618. But remember that three candle move I was telling you about. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, it's gonna tap us in. Come on. There we go. My stop loss up there. It's supposed to be up here. Let's see. Let's see. Look at that. She pumping. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. She tapped out. Why did it fail? The 3 candles. Look at that. Why did this fail? I'm gonna tell you why. Remember last time the sweep? Look at that. Look at that. Bam. I tap the 30. Sweat this. I'm gonna right back up. Look at that. Remember I told you earlier that this is probably gonna get swept because of this zone right here. Because of this zone. Hold on. That's the zone. There goes that 3 candle move again. That's that 3 candle move I was telling you about. In the imbalance right here. Remember the first imbalance, the job is to create a new high. Look at that. But ultimately, this is a zone. Price wants to get back to 50% of the zone. Where is the polygon? Bam. Bam. Remember 50. That's the play.